Hello, my name is Philip and welcome to today's video where we'll talk about phrasal verbs. First, I'm going to show you 3 actions. What verbs would you use to describe them? Describe the actions. Number 1, I'm getting up. The verb is to get up. Number 2, I've put my hat on. To put on. And number 3, I'm looking for my watch. To look for. The verbs get up, put on, and look for are what we call phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs in English are made up of 2 words. First we have the verb, like get, put and look, and then we have a particle, which can be a preposition or an adverb, like up, on and for, in these examples. And there are 3 basic types of phrasal verbs. Type 1. I get up at 8 o'clock. Looking at the sentence, is there an object in it? No, there isn't. There is a time information, 8 o'clock, but there isn't an object with the verb. So type 1 phrasal verbs are phrasal verbs which do not use an object, and therefore the verb and the particle always stay together. Type 2. I have put my hat on. Does the verb use an object? Yes, it does, my hat. Where is the object in the sentence? Well, it's between the verb and the particle. It separates the verb and the particle, so we say that type 2 phrasal verbs are separable by the object. So, type 2 phrasal verbs use an object and they are separable. Can I say, I have put on my hat without separating? Yes, I can. Now, for a minute, let's change the object for a pronoun. I have put it on. Can I say it? Yes, I can. I separate it and put the pronoun in the middle. Can I say I have put on it? No, you cannot. With type 2 phrasal verbs, if the object is a pronoun, you have to separate it. It's a rule. Type 3. I'm looking for my watch. Is there an object? Yes, there is, my watch. Can I say, I'm looking my watch for? No, you can't. So, type 3 uses an object, but it's inseparable. You cannot separate it. There isn't an easy way of knowing which type a phrasal verb is. However, my tip is to try and use the verb in a sentence with an object. If you can say it with an object, then it's type 2 or type 3. And then try and change the object for a pronoun. If you can separate it and it sounds good, then most likely it is type 2. However, this might be quite difficult for you at this level, so for now, you'll just have to remember whether it's a type 1, 2 or 3. Now let's look at some more examples. What do you do on a Friday night? You go out with your friends to relax, to enjoy some food. Is there an object with the verb? No, there isn't. So to go out is type 1. And once you're out, what do? You'll go to a restaurant. If you don't cook at home, you eat out. Is there an object with eat out? No, there isn't, so it's type 1. And when you have dinner, when you get to the table, what do? You sit down. Is there an object? Not really. I mean, you sit yourself down, your bum on the chair, But the verb sit down doesn't use an object, so it's type 1. Now, when you're in a lesson and you've just finished a test, what do? You hand it in to the teacher. You submit it. Is there an object? Yes. And because I've separated phrasal verb, it's type 2. Once the teacher has looked at your test, they'll use a different color pen to point out your mistakes. If you've made any, they'll point them out. Is there an object? Yes. Is it separated? It is, so type 2. And the next lesson, the teacher will give you the test back. Separable? Yes. Give it back, type 2. What do you do when someone's sick? You look after them. You bring them tea, fruit, you keep them company. Is there an object? Yes, there is. The sick person. Can you say you look them after? No, you can't, so it's type 3. While they're sick, you wait on them. So you bring them tea and food and other things, particularly if they are very, very ill. Like a waiter does. They wait on you in a restaurant, they serve you food. Is there an object? Yes. Can you separate it? No, so it's type 3. And after a week, you get over the illness. You overcome it. Is there an object? Yeah, the illness. Can you separate it? No, you can't, so it's type 3. There's also type 4 when it comes to phrasal verbs, which are the ones which use 3 words. For example, if you've been ill for a long time, you can run out of tissues. To run out of uses 3 words and an object, and you cannot separate it. But for now, don't worry about them. Just know that they exist. When we use pronouns with separable phrasal verbs, type 2, we often link the words together when we speak. For example, the teacher will give you the test back. He'll give it back, give it back, give it back. So, let's practice it together. I'll show you 5 sentences. First, listen to me pronounce the verb with the pronoun, and then repeat. After that, I'll pronounce the whole sentence. Again, you listen and then repeat. Listen, repeat, listen, repeat. Ready? Give it back. Please, give it back. It's mine. Pay you back. I'll pay you back later this month. Turn it down. It's too loud. Turn it down. Pick it up. Can you pick it up, please? Try it on. That's nice. I'll try it on. Phrasal verbs are a great thing. If you use them correctly, you can sound a lot more proficient and fluent. They're very common in English, and native speakers use them a lot. And when learning them, the meaning of the particle can sometimes help you. If a verb uses the particle back, it usually means to return. For example, to pay back means to return the money you've borrowed. To take back means to return something to a shop that you don't want. And to call back means to return someone's call. Away usually means from you, from the subject. For example, takeaway, like a takeaway coffee, you take it away from the coffee shop. To go away for the weekend means to go to a different place. And to put away means to put something in its correct place, away from you. Up is another helpful particle. It usually means the upwards movement, like to stand up, to get up in the morning, or to pick something up from a table. But as with most things in English, don't rely on it. When you give something up, for example chocolate or smoking, you don't actually put it up, you just stop doing it. When you push back a meeting, you actually postpone it and delay it. And when someone tells you to work away, it means you should stop bothering them and focus on your work. Let's check what you have learned. As always, I'm going to ask you 5 questions. At the end of each question, click on the video to pause it, so you have time to answer the question, and then check your answers against the answer key, which is in the description of the video down below. Question 1. How many words are there in a phrasal verb? Question 2. How many types of phrasal verbs are there? Question 3. Can you remember a phrasal verb without an object? Can you separate it? Question 4. Can you remember a phrasal verb with an object which you cannot separate? And question number 5. If a phrasal verb is separable, do you have to separate it? If so, when? And to practice, follow the link in the description of the video down below to put what you have learned into action. So, welcome to the world of phrasal verbs. As always, don't forget to give the video a like and to subscribe if you found the video informative. And while you're here, you might find some other useful grammar in my A to B1 grammar video series, so check it out. That's all from me for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.